Live. Should be live now. Alright, hello guys, welcome back to my stream. Today we're going to be working on ZoBee. Let me actually pull up her model so it's something better to look at. But yeah, we're going to try and make as much progress on her textures as possible because, kind of want to finish her up as quickly as possible so that we can just move straight on to Zillion, which I will be streaming for tomorrow, by the way. Yeah, let's go ahead and get to texturing. I'm going to work on her 2D texture right now. Let me turn on the music as well, because what I did was I took her UVs and I am now projecting it over her texture, so that way I can see a lot better what I'm working with. And I just want to start painting on 2D because I feel like I have a lot more control with like my smudging and all that stuff. Yo, can't wait to see her done. Thank you, Blue Jay. Yeah, she'll be ready pretty soon, I think. I'm not sure when, like maybe next week or the week after, not sure. Definitely want to get her out before the end of the month. So I'm going to try and get her finished as quickly as possible. Right now, just going in and creating some smudges on her texture to kind of give us some wrinkles and stuff on her dress. Also, I may actually start on her VFX kick after I fix my last 3 mods that ain't broken. Yeah, there's a bit of an annoying problem that Riot decided to make for all of us custom skin creators who created mods with VFX changes. Like, we have some bugs that we need to fix now. So that affected most of my skins because I do obviously create VFX for my skins as well. And I wanted to say that Killer Skins is officially dissolved. It no longer exists. It is now under RuneForge. And so some of you guys were probably a part of the Killer Skins Discord. It's gone now. We're all over on RuneForge now. It's sad. It's really sad because I first started getting into custom skins because of Killer Skins. And if it weren't for that, I don't think I would be where I am today, but things can't last forever, I guess. But that's okay, we've just moved over to RuneForge. And it doesn't really change anything, it just kind of changes around like staffing, I guess, and the website. But it shouldn't really affect custom skins as a whole. So let me grab my texture. It's just a new place, but with the same creators, but at least we have a new app coming to keep us going, although there will be a patch of downtime. Yeah, so the coders are working hard to make sure that we get the mods to be functional with Vanguard. And yeah, there might be a little bit of downtime as Blue Jay says, before like we'll be able to get them up and running again. But yeah, it's the same platform overall with the same creators, RuneForge. I'm not sure what's happening. I thought I imported my textures here. That's not updating. There we go. You can see how working in Photoshop kind of helped us smooth out those strokes, just because I'm able to use the smudge. It's looking a lot better now. I do want to try and work on the eyeball for her beanie. So remember how terribly that went last time. I'm going to color pick from Vagar's Blush. I'm not really sure what material these hats are supposed to be. Like this one looks very fluffy, so it's probably made out of fur, and then this one looks kind of like it's made out of cloth. So I think for Siao Sia's concept, she wants it to be a similar kind of cloth material to Malzahar. The best way to render cloth for me personally is to just work in Photoshop instead, because I feel like smudging does a lot. It like carries a lot of the weight. Alright, and then I think what I'll do is go ahead and render the eyeball in 2D, because I feel like maybe I won't get distracted looking at it in 3D. So the bottom of the eyeball is this rich orange color, especially because it's also like there's light shining through it, but it's also bouncing light, the yellow color from underneath. Okay, and then I wonder if the eyeballs that they do usually have pupils. It looks like they do. So I'm gonna add the pupil. Maybe make it a bit bigger. Up there. And then I'm gonna very quickly check this out in Substance Painter. Browns. Cool. Again, looks a little derpy for right now, but it's okay. That does look correct. So let's try our best to make it not look derpy. I'm going to smooth out the black just a bit. And then I'm going to go in and start adding that highlight. Oops. Making sure I'm copying the same rendering style as the existing skins. Switch to linear dodge. I'm going to shift the color towards the yellow so I can start adding some warmness. And just blend it out a tad. That should look better. Let's check it out. Okay, I mean, still kind of derpy looking. It is better. Let me see what else. I can start adding some color to the pupil as well. That kind of helps sometimes. Maybe do a bit of blue as well. Maybe just a bit of pink, I think. See how that plays out. Okay, and then we want to put a little highlight down there as well. I think I might know what the problem with it looking derpy is, and I think it's because there's too much like 3D extrusion with, or protrusion with the actual eyeball. So it should be more flushed against the hat, I believe. I think that might be the problem. I don't think I think the texture is fine. Like, we're pretty much following exactly what the in-game versions have. It's better. Also like to see the blush that I did. Now it looks a bit too realistic, but all right, let's move on for now and just work on something else. All right, just rendering out her hair. Usually in Substance, I will just paint out like areas of highlight and areas of shadow, and then I'll feel a lot more comfortable texturing in 2D because I know exactly like what areas need to be brighter, what areas need to be darker. So I can just go in and start smudging. I love the smudge tool. I'm definitely a smudge tool abuser. Those bell curve highlights. All right, so the hair should look a lot better now. Let's take a look how that has changed. There we go. It's more rendered out now. And I think I'm just gonna start laying down the actual like honey texture of the hair. So I might just keep it all in the same layer. And I'm going to turn on my soft brush with backface culling off. Turn on some symmetry. And let's just start plopping down where the honey is going to be. It goes about midway to her hair, and then towards the end goes full honey. So we want to do like streaks of her hair turning orange instead of a very smooth gradient. Can't forget the underside as well. And I'm not really worried about getting this perfect in the 3D painted view, so I'll just go on 2D and polish it out. Okay, that looks good. And then I might play with the blending modes to see like if we can kind of get back some of the texture that we painted underneath. Overlay maybe, pin light, color, soft lights, color dodge, linear dodge. I think linear dodge usually does the best job. Alright, and then let's shift this color towards yellow. Very strong yellow. So I want to take a look at some of the examples of honey textures that they painted. So this is a good one. I'm actually going to keep it more orange, and then I'll paint in some highlights as yellow. It's very red right now, which I don't like. Trying to shift that color towards yellow. Alright. That's fine. We'll just paint on top. So painting honey is kind of similar to painting gems. Usually like the top part will be like this super bright color, and it's also warm. And then, actually it's kind of similar to gold, I think. Although it's more saturated, I think. But it's also kind of a reflective kind of, reflective material, so it'll reflect the color onto itself as well. Which means in areas of shadow, it's going to bounce the color onto itself, and that color is going to be orange. Which will help with keeping things saturated and pretty. Okay, and then the underside that we don't, actually we do kind of see it quite a bit. I'm going to do the kind of a gradient here to where the very bottom of the hair is kind of lit the same way as it would on the other side. Because I believe in game it kind of does flip up and around. And then the closer we get to her head, the darker the colors will be, because we're not really going to see that area as much. So it makes sense to put it in shadow. I can also take a look at some of Zoe's hair examples to see how the writers approached the lighting for that as well. Because her hair does move quite around a lot. And then I'm going to take orange color. I'm actually just going to color pick from here. And in areas where the color would bounce onto itself or reflect onto itself, be here, here as well. I think this is the most fun part about this particular skin concept that I was really excited to work on, the honey. Because I haven't really practiced with this material yet, but I am, I guess, somewhat familiar with the process since I've done plenty of gold. Okay, and then I believe this needs to be pure honey. Snowdrop here. The way that I was thinking about approaching this hair was like just basically rendering the whole thing out as hair material. But then I was thinking, the materials are so different from each other. Like, hair doesn't really act the same way that the honey does. So I think it would be better to just render out each material separately and then kind of blend it. Hello, husband. Hello, Big Bad Bear. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Just working on her hair, making it look like honey. Alright, this area is very honey-like, so I'm gonna grab kind of a mid-tone color and then just work on blending. So this is where the challenge is with this hair, trying to make it actually look like a honey material. Like I said, I haven't really worked with this type of material before. So it's a bit of a learning curve. We can look at some examples. So it's really just like soft and gloopy kind of texturing. It's not really like hard forms. It's really just like a bunch of soft brush, I think. I think I'll make the sides a bit darker. And we'll introduce a darker color. And that will blend. I think the underside of her hair, I want to do a different kind of bounce color. Something that's not red, but is also much cooler color. So I think we'll just plop down a little bit of pink, since it is a cooler hue of red, the red that we used. Okay. And then let's render out these flower petals just a little bit. Let's see. Sia used a blue color, which I think is a great contrast against that yellow. So we'll just start rendering out the middle part. There we go. And then let's brighten up some of these whites. I'm going to use color dodge. Shift the color towards teal or cyan. And just kind of brighten up the points that stick out the most, 3D wise. Okay. And then the underside is going to be bouncing off a yellow color, because white is a reflective color. There we go. It's mostly going to be reflective towards the honey. And then when we get towards the hair, it's not really going to reflect as much. Just a tad. So let's choose a more pink color and just sort of lightly introduce the bounce light. Okay, I think that's fine here as well. Okay. Then the underside of these petals. She looks really good. She really looks so good. Thank you, Jinx. Okay, and then we're gonna apply that same concept to these petals here as well. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, the eyes look pretty derpy. Let me see if I can sort of improve that. I'm gonna add a little smile. Maybe that'll help. Carrie Yumi is speaking Portuguese, so I can't really read that because I don't know what he's saying. But welcome to the stream. Cute little smile. Okay, I think the smile actually helped a lot, so it does feel a bit better. Let's take a look at Let's see. It's kind of weird. I know Annie Kwan did this texture, and she made the pink very saturated, while the Bizahar is more of kind of like a muted orange color. So I kind of want to mix the two a bit. Hey Hottie, is this a leak or was it made by a fan? This is fan made. Made by me, custom skin creator. Alright, I'm going to take the darker color and start plopping down some shadow. Could have fooled me for official. This looks incredible. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's really good. You're great at what you do. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's plop down the orange. Actually, I believe it's a black color, so let's take from the concept instead. Also, her eyes are a little bit more towards teal, I'm realizing. So I'm just gonna do a slight color shift. An HSL layer. And shift it. Maybe desaturate it. It's almost green. There. That looks good to me. And I actually want to work on the hair just a little bit here. Let's saturate the color a bit. I mean, hair isn't that reflective, so I need to tone down the saturation. How can a person who doesn't work at Riot be more versatile and do so much good work without being paid for it? Lazy Riot. I don't know. I do this for the love of the game, and it's really good practice. I'm not really sure how they decide champions for skin lines. Like, I wonder if there's like higher ups telling them, oh, you need to make this champion for this skin line, or like if they're just like, okay, these champions need skins this year so we can make money or whatever. You know, everybody knows like Lux needs a skin, Yasuo needs a skin, Yone. Everybody knows that. But I wonder if they decide the skin thematic as well, or if it's just like, here are the list of champions we want skins for, figure out what thematic to put them in. And they let the skins team kind of figure that out. That's what I wonder. Yeah, I fixed the UV on this little strand here, so now we can actually paint. gonna go over to the bottom here where her face isn't in the way. There we go. What is that little dot? Why is that dot there? I want to get rid of it. Let's put a little highlight here. I take mid-tone. Switching to texture mode, 2D texture mode. I just want to figure out where this strand is. Oh, it's this one. I want to turn on the wireframe so I can see what I'm working with. I want to make that tip pretty bright. And it would blend out to the hair again. Alright. Definitely feeling a lot better about the hat. Kind of want to make it a bit brighter. It's going too dark. So let's switch over to our soft brush and plop down the light color. Now I don't want to go too bright. I think the concept might be too bright. Let's see how it compares to Malzahar. Okay, and then we're gonna get darker, shift towards red. Alright. Definitely helps. Something about this blush is really bothering me. I wonder if I'd rather make it look like it's stitched onto the hat, which is kind of what Sia did. Instead of like painted on. Towards the bottom is going to be darker, obviously. The top-down lighting. Maybe go just a bit brighter. Oh, somebody subscribed. Thank you. New subscriber. Eduardo. Okay. And then I'm going to paint some of this green. Working that shadow in. I also off stream rigged her new model to her current base rig. So after we're kind of done or about to wrap things up for today's stream, I'll get to show you guys her in-game as well. Just need to update the texture from what we made today, and then you guys will see how she looks so far. Okay. That helped. Let me see. I want the sides of her body to get a lot darker. So right now everything's looking kind of evenly lit. This will help to add some three-dimensionality. These shoulder pieces kind of go over her chest. And I'm gonna paint her skin to get darker, obviously, since the cloth is sitting on top of it. Here in the neck as well. I have her body separated here without the hair in the way, so let's paint on that. I know for some of you who are not used to looking at this stuff, it might be kind of scary, spooky. Oh my god, Zoe doesn't have her eyes. And just adding some shadow up in here. Kind of render out her back a bit. Let me bring up this shadow. Again, oh, and the term that I was looking for when, like on the previous stream that I did on Zoe, the term is banding, not grading. And that was the thing with like the gradient, not doing an actual smooth transition between two colors or values. So that's what that term is, banding. And you can see some of that happening right now with the shoulders, these shoulder blades. Want to make the lower half darker as well. Doesn't really apply for the front area. And then I kind of want to add an ambient light to the side of the neck, which is going to be more of a cool hue. So it's going to turn into kind of a bluish color. And the back as well. This area is mostly in shadow because of the hair. It's a huge chunk of hair in her way. So I'm going to increase the opacity. Also, I know there's quite a few Brazilians here. And a lot of people ask me this. A lot of people ask if I'm Brazilian as well. And I just want to confirm that I am not. I'm not Brazilian. I'm actually Cuban. My Cuban descent. My parents are from Cuba. But I do have family in Brazil, so I guess there's some kind of connection there. Cool. You see that's much more rendered out now. And I want to add some shadow to the lower part of the dress as well. I'm going to take this color, kind of a nasty, muddy yellow. But we're not going to use too much of it. Also, it's not really reflecting any other colors, so, or reflecting onto itself either. Maybe here on like the shoulder, because those pieces of fabrics are quite close. Just a little bit, not too much, because it's not honey. Add some more shadow here. I guess the material I'm rendering right now is kind of like a satin, very loose, silky kind of fabric. So that's the kind of appearance that we're giving. And in a way, it kind of makes sense because I guess like spiders and stuff, I guess, sort of insect related. I don't know. Because I was having a hard time trying to figure out like what kind of material does she wear here. And I guess it is kind of silky the way that Sia rendered it. Jai J, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just adding some more shadow here. Kind of want to curve that highlight upwards. And go back with the darker value. Start rounding out that shape. Nice. Looking much better now. More rendered out. Let's see, how many people are in chat right now? Well, there's quite a few of you. What is your guys' favorite champion design? And I don't mean like gameplay, I mean like in terms of like clothing, personality, like the actual character design. Not the gameplay. Bard. Yeah, Bard's great. He's mysterious. He is a Targonian. He's all about meeps and stuff, which is cute. And I guess, is he like an aspect or like a celestial? Love a cinematic. Yeah, I agree as well. Cinematic is freaking awesome. I remember when I first watched it, I think I had chills. And the petals are looking a little bit ugly. So let's work on that. Which layer? I set it on the paint layer. They're kind of like, wait, what happened to my skin? Skin layer. There we go. That's another thing I need to think about. Mateus Augusta, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. She has nails. I'm wondering if I should like paint them a certain color. I think white, just to kind of bring that color from the petals. Also, I'm looking at this thing and I want to kind of work on it a little bit. The honeycomb, or whatever this honey thing is. Do I have it by itself? Nope. Alright, this is a very saturated orange color. And we'll use that kind of as we go towards the shadowed area. So this texture that I'm looking at on the top left is from one of the skins. And it actually looks like that they use a very saturated color for the shadows, which is something to think about when I go back to the hair, because obviously we want it to look like the same material. I'll take a little sip of water. So that's something I'm learning about here. And I guess it makes sense. Like if you look at examples of real life honey, the colors are overall like pretty saturated towards the shadows. Especially if you want it to look like tasty and gooey goodness. Kind of put a little bit of a ring here. Ah, sting in the way. I wonder if I can paint this in the 2D view. Yeah, I can. It's actually this piece here. Set it to texture. There we go. I don't like this song. Whoops. Skip. And then take that bright color, plop it towards the middle. Ah, his hair. Alright, and then I want to see some highlight here as well. And then drippity drop drops. And just kind of blend that towards the center. And then the center is going to have a very bright highlight. I don't really want it to be, let's see. If I put it like right here maybe. Does that look fine? Kind of want to put it here as well. And here. And then we'll kind of work to blend those. I'm going to add some shadow here and the other side as well. And take this saturated yellow color and just start like blending. Also add that highlight on the drippity drops. Dripping bits of honey. And I will be wrapping up the stream here in about 5 more minutes, guys. So if you guys have any questions or comments you want to make before I wrap it up, please go ahead and do that in the next 5 minutes, and then I'll end the stream. There we go. The honey looks a little bit better. It's not exactly perfect, like I definitely want to work on that a little bit more, but for now it'll do. And then what this is like a honey stick. I'm not really sure what to call it. So I want to get like a brown color for the whole thing. So let's kind of shift the color. do that. And then I might just color pick from this. It's usually not good to color pick from pictures directly because like the lighting can change quite a bit. The colors as well can affect, or the lighting can affect, like the environment can affect the colors. So you have to be careful with color picking from images. Like I can already tell that's just way too saturated. So I'm going to look at an example of wood that they did for some of the bee skins. Okay, Vagar staff here. So I'm going to repaint. I'm going to choose this color instead. And I want this material to kind of be that same kind of wood. So when we see them in game together, they look like they're part of the same skin line, the same kind of world, place, you know, all that. All that jazz. I think this is supposed to replace her ice cream cone. And I think the way that they painted the ice cream cone is that it's kind of evenly lit all around. There's not like a shadow on the sides or whatever. So I want to do the same thing here. Alright, and this is the texture, the UV for that piece. So I'm just going to take a dark color and just make it look like this. I'm just going to kind of mark those lines so I know where to paint. Okay, right here. Do my best to evenly space them. This bottom one looks like it needs to be a little bit thicker. Okay. Cool. And then I'm gonna go back in and work those edges. Camera mode I prefer. Got about 2 more minutes left in the stream. If you guys have any questions or stuff you want to make, comments. Hey Jesus, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. It's looking really good. The painting the honey texture seems really fun. Yeah, it is. I've tried to do like a space group skin before. Actually, I tried to do plenty of space group skins. Sort of when I was starting out. And the painting the honey is kind of similar to like that goopy material that they also have on space group skins. Might do the sides darker actually, kind of like we did for her body. And then add a different color. Alright, so coming up near the end of the stream, and I want to show you guys her in-game. So let's export this texture. Let's update the mod. Alright, just wait for this to export. It's exporting as 4K. Now, we're obviously not going to use a 4K texture in League because that's just too much. Man. Oh, looks like I'm live again. Okay, cool, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. My OBS crashed or something, so I don't know. But we're back, so I'm just going to very quickly show you guys the in-game. So let's change out her textures. Save that. I do apologize for that. I don't know what happened. Just going to flatten these textures. Save. Alright. Quit. Cool. So now, let's test her in-game. I'm going to get rid of PureRef, Maya, and let's test her out in game. I'm going to grab the WAD file. Give it some time to process. Meantime, I hit close, run, give that a little bit of time, and then we're going to load a practice tool. ZoBee. Make sure to select her base skin because that's what we're replacing. Alright, give it some time to load. And here we are. Here she is. Now, there's a slight issue. I see like her jump rope is appearing sometimes for some reason, and that's just something with the materials that I need to fix. I don't use outplay. I don't know why that's active. Let me see. Let's get some VFX going. She doesn't have any VFX, like proper VFX yet. It's kind of a work in progress. Blue Jay was actually going to help me with creating VFX for her. Oh, it's kind of laggy. Hold up. If I quit this league, there we go. Not laggy now. But here she is. You can see how the texture has made her look a lot better. I did rig her up off stream, just so we could preview what she looks like in game. But here she is. She looks glorious. The weights aren't perfect, and the necklaces you can see a little bit messed up for whatever reason. But yeah, this is ZoBee. And yeah, her VFX is not like polished out yet. So, but yeah, that's it for today's stream, guys. Thank you for joining and tuning in. We'll be working on Zillion ASU tomorrow, and I hope you guys tune in for that one because we've made a little bit of progress off stream. And I want to show you guys that process. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell if you want to get notified for whenever I'm going live. It's going to be the same time tomorrow. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the like button, whatever. Yeah. Share with your friends, all that jazz. But thank you guys for joining. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye. All right. End the stream.